everybody. Let me tell y'all what I used to do. What used to make it so special when I did my photo shirts. The boys would come in, and they're the big football players, the big deal basketball players in school. And they're like, Mom, you finna get my picture on a shirt. Don't do that. Like, please don't do that. And then when I turn the computer screen around and I show Mom what I whipped up, all of a sudden that young man is over there like, Mom, can I get one of those? When I hear that, I already know what's good. Y'all could do the same thing, like things that people take for granted or maybe don't feel is that cool. Make a chest like this. Come on. You're going to have the kids fired up. You're going to have everybody else in the chess club fired up. The same thing, okay? So loving that. I'm loving that chess idea. Ooh, I like the patterns and prints here too. You're cooking up something good here. I like it. I like it. All right. Ooh, the watercolor one looks nice. All right, you did great there. And Sheila T. Ooh, Sheila T. This watercolor one with the pom-poms. Ooh, Sheila. Yes, that right there, that's gonna be hot. Imagine filling it inside of the letters and oh, listen. What you all are creating tonight, let me give you some ideas too. Now, I told y'all what we're working on in class. This graduation season, I'm gonna have y'all focus on 2 templates, 261, 262. 262, we're doing on Wednesday. 261, we already did. Let me see what ChatGPT came up with. And I think it doesn't do any work when I'm not listening. All right, so those are cool. So I showed you how to do it in ChatGPT as well as in Bing. Now, this is what I want you to do. I'm going to do this right now. If you created an image, ooh, that is so pretty. Okay, so if you created an image and you want to show us what you did there, then I want you to download it. So I'm downloading the image. I copied the prompt there, and then what I'm going to do is paste the prompt, hit this plus sign, upload a file, and I'm going to grab that image that I just created. And then I'm going to tell you that this was Bing, okay? So if I use Bing, I'm going to tell you that just so that you know what the resource was. So I'm going to put Bing in this one. Okay. And then the one that I did, ChatGPT, that one should be able to be used commercially because in the case of Bing, it may not be able to. I don't know what kind of issues they have with being able to tell what you're doing, but I'm not taking the chances of telling y'all something wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that same prompt, put it here. And this one is chat. Oops. What are you doing now? Okay. Chat GPT. And then I'm going to paste the same prompt and I'm going to put it up in that same Discord server. So you'll see the difference. And I want you to do the same thing. Paste it, put your plus sign, upload your file. That way, when you come back, this is a whole reference for everybody, not just for you, but it's going to be a reference for you too. You'll see, okay, that's what I prompted in order to get that from ChatGPT versus Bing, or this is what I prompted in order to get it from Midjourney. So I want you to be able to compare those, okay? So in your room, you'll have those different resources. Thank you so much, Customer Happiness. I appreciate it. All right, so looks like we have some fire. I'm checking on y'all's room right now. One, I checked one. Let me check 25. All right, ooh, come on, trumpet. Let's go. Hip hop dancer. I love the trumpet pattern. So, and it might not be an exact, like, I don't know how many little finger things there are on the trumpet, but when you use it as a pattern and you put your image in front of it, it doesn't have to be exact, y'all. I just want y'all to know that it's going to create a really cool effect that you're going to be able to have a lot of fun with. All right, so let's see, 25. I'm going to check Nancy at 7. Yeah, the books with the laurels. Oh, they are hot. Guitar, the piano, and you can make a set of these, y'all. A whole set. That way, when they come to you and say, "Hey, I need a saxophone," but my homeboy over here saw what I had, and now he wants one with the piano on it. You have them ready to go, or at least you know how to create them because you can just copy and paste the prompt and change out certain parts of it. Loving the track shoes. Ooh, the music notes and the oh my gosh, the graduation caps. Let's go. All right, now if you put the dash dash tile, I'm going to show y'all it should make this tileable. Now this one number 2 does not look like it's tileable. The version 6 sometimes messes up and it doesn't make it tileable. I can tell that number 4 is tileable because it repeats. This same rows right here repeats at the top. This one doesn't have anything at the top. Oh, this one is repeatable. I see the bottom of this rose cuts off right here, so that is repeatable. This one goes left to right. I see the very edge of this rose is here. Okay, so all these are repeatable. Cool, cool. Now this is gonna be so fun. So fun. Okay, with the baseball field with the lightning. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let me see. Anybody else you want me to check out your work before we get into how to flip this? And I'm hoping I'm getting a little inspiration from y'all right now because when I flip this design, I want to give you, ooh, look at the mascots on lightning. Y'all got to do the mascots with the lightning. Oh, yes. Come on, Bearcat. What was that? Yolanda with the Bearcat. Oh, let's go. Let's go. All right. Look, the basketball goal and the courts, the gamer. Come on. Like you can celebrate those gamers with graduation too. And the other thing is we're doing graduation, but you can imagine this is the same for birthday, gaming theme. Have fun. All right, let's see. Oh, we got the drum set. Go off. Loving the watercolor patterns. Oh, this pattern is so cool. I'm loving the gamer stuff. I don't even like games. Like I almost despise them. But those look cool. All right, let me check and see if I have a couple more rooms to check on before we go ahead and show you how we use AI. Oh, loving the tennis rackets. The volleyball, come on, volleyball. Like, how often do you really get to see volleyball done right? You get to be the one to represent that in that town. Yes, yes. Loving the basketballs. Come on with the hot feet. This is a really cool graphic here with the track. Loving that. Oh, come on. This will be so dope for track. Even though like it has like a little circle in the middle, and you're like, oh, that's doesn't have that for track. Come on, like who's gonna see that by the time you fade that off in the background? All right. All right, all right. Yeah, y'all doing some work. Oh, come on, ballerinas. Let's go. I'm loving this one right here. Y'all, I'm gonna have some fun because what I do is I go play in the AI room whenever I'm getting ready to do my template flips. Yes, come on. And we didn't even do models tonight. We just did our patterns and our accent images. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yes. Okay, I see you, tennis. Love it. The pom poms. Now, I will tell you, sometimes it has a misunderstanding of what pom poms are. So make sure you say like cheer pom poms and that sort of thing, and it'll eventually get it. So cool. Yeah, y'all did some nice stuff. All right, let's see. 26. I'm gonna check out 26, and then we're gonna get into. Ooh, let's go. Come on, baseball. Come on. Do you see this? This is cool. All right. I see. Y'all got so much you can do. So much you can do. Loving the mat. So everybody do this too. Everybody put in a mascot in your room. the same flame thing that we did, and you can put whatever color your mascot is. If it's blue, if it's a red tiger, if it's a yellow and gold, not yellow and gold, blue and gold. Like you can put in whatever your school colors are, and put that in, y'all. Let's do that real quick. Let me go to my room and try it out. So what I have to do now is I have a challenge. I have a dancer right now, apparently. So I'm gonna be doing dancing, but maybe what is her mascot going to be? Let me do a mascot with the same flame idea here. All right, and I keep my flames blue so I can change them to whatever color I want them to be. But do you, boo? If you need the red or the purple or whatever that school color is, so you don't have to change the colors, please, by all means, do that. All right, so I am going to prompt here, and then this time I'm going to say that I want to do, let's see, the most popular mascots are eagles, tigers, jaguars, and let me do a tiger. All right, so I just put in basic prompt here, and I'm going to let the imagination of the AI take me to the next level. But in the meantime, in between time, I got to start getting my images together. So let's say if I'm going to use this one, I already have that one saved. Maybe I'm going to use this one. I already have that one saved. I want to do a pattern, and I said I was going to show you all how to fix. Like this one has this little kitten heel. Like, why y'all put these little kitten heels on my ballerina slippers? Stop playing with me. All right, so I'm going to save that one. But the way that I save it, and I want us, especially our first timers that are here tonight, first time to AI, go to open in browser. So it gives you the biggest resolution of it. Then right click, save image as, and we're going to go ahead and save that. All right. And so I have my ballerina. That's my theme. I'm definitely going to go with these. Those look super cool to me. All right. And so I said to make sure that you just have a pattern and one accent. That's all you need is one accent. And I'm going to show you how to set it off. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my photo right now. So this is a template you all will have. I like to do the family first because it takes up a taller amount of space than just the graduate. And of course, like I said, I'll show y'all how to change this template. This is not the template demo. This is just me showing you what you can do with these great graphics that you create in AI. All right, so this is my basketball here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it all the way to the top first, just so I can show you how I'm going to edit this. And so nothing else will be in the way. And I realized that it's got a black background. So one of my favorite things to do is to cut off these hard lines here. So I'm going to put a layer mask on there, a white layer mask. Oh, you know what? Customer happiness. Can we stop the recording because we're done with the AI portion and we're getting into the Photoshop portion? My
The recording
apologies.
has stopped.
Okay.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right.
The
So
recording
we
has
just
stopped.
wait a minute. And maybe we have two people
This
doing it at
meeting
once.
is being recorded.
Okay. All right, my love. So we just wrapped up our AI portion of tonight. So we created some fire, literally fire graphics. So we're going to have a fire graphic and then we're going to have a pattern that you created. So from that, we're going to have fire graphic pattern and we're going to bring it into Photoshop and show you how we would use these, whether we had a template or not, how we would use them. And I just happen to have a template that we're going to set even more ablaze with these fire graphics. Okay. So I'm taking this fire basketball here And because I know it has this dark background, I wanted to fade into my artwork here. So if it doesn't already have it, you can delete that layer mask. I'm going to go ahead and create a fresh one. Okay. That layer mask is going to give us something to make a frame. All right. So instead of me actually deleting real pixels off of or using the eraser tool, I'm going to use the paintbrush tool to paint black on top of the white layer mask. So black is going to conceal while white reveals. Right now, everything is white because everything is revealed. If I make sure that I hit my default swatches over here on the left-hand side down here, and I hit my switcheroo button. It's not called a switcheroo button. It's just something I affectionately call it, so y'all remember what it is. It's going to switch the background color to the foreground color. So now black is in my foreground. Now I need to have a soft round brush here selected. So I'll go up top. Your default brushes is either soft round or this hard round brush. I'm going to go soft round. The hardness you see is all the way down to 0. And I'm going to make my brush size only 400. All right. And what I'm going to do here is y'all see me fading this off. This is what I can't do in Canva, y'all. And I'm sure Canva will catch up because they keep hearing me complain about this. I can't do that little spot all the way around and try to make it blend. I need me a real tool that allows me to create a layer mask in Canva. Once Canva can do that, I probably would design in Canva a lot more. I do a lot of my social media graphics and my creating my GIFs and that sort of thing, like my little movies. I do that in Canva all day. But this right here ain't nothing beating Photoshop, not the original, not the best. Okay. All right. So now I faded that off the edge. You can see already it's blending in better, but I want to clip it inside of my layer mask. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it on down. All right. I'm going to turn off these patterns here so you can see what it just looks like on a flat background here. So I have my basketball there. And then I want to bring in a pattern. Well, we created some patterns, but in order to actually show you how to work it as a pattern, we're going to go here to our downloads, grab our pattern. I'm going to go ahead and just rename this ballet pattern. And then I'll name this ballerina lightning. And I'm going to name this fire slippers. All right. So I have some additional graphics here that I'm going to turn into. The one that I want to focus on right now is this ballerina one. Now, the problem with this is it does have some heels on here. So I'm going to see what can I do with this in Photoshop. Of course, I can just, use my pen tool, trace this out and make that an actual ballerina flat, which is what I wanted it to do. But I'm going to see if I just use my lasso tool here and I just draw around this heel. And I'm going to have to draw some of this shadow in here too. I'm going to see if I just hit generative fill and generate, if it understands that I just want that to be a ballerina flat, or if it gives me a stiletto or something else. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and let it do some guesswork for me. We're not using a template right now, my love. This is just a demo of what we can do with AI in Photoshop. And let's see, it just gave me some different heels. I don't like it. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell it that I want flats and see if it understands what my text is there. Oh, look at Emma coaching Auntie on what to type. Typed in the text box. Thank you, Emma. All right, let's see. Now, the problem is a lot of times when you're typing in the text box, it understands like bigger spaces, like, hey, I want to put a pool here or a field of flowers. But it did not understand that I wanted these to be ballerina flats. Matter of fact, it gave me, what is that? I don't know. All right, so the whole point of this is so that we understand how in AI we're going to get things and what we have to do to clean it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get rid of this right here. And y'all, this is real time. So I never know what AI is going to do, what I'm going to do. I like to show y'all once you have the skills, you can pretty much do whatever you need to do. Okay. Now, before I go making this into a pattern, I do want to clean these little heels off. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right here and I'm going to do a Control J, which is just going to duplicate that. All right. And then I'm going to take the same space right here and just tell it that, I just want to generate fill. It's probably going to know that I want to delete it out. Let's see what it does. Okay. All right. So it did a decent job of cutting that out. Give me a little bit of delay because I am doing the live screen share here. So it's not switching up my preview, but I'm fine with this one here. Oops. And bring this on top. All right. And then I'm just going to merge that down. With the rasterize it first. I should be able to merge it down. I don't have to rasterize it if I merge it down. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm cutting out, I'm keeping it here, but I'm also cutting it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do one of these slippers and then I'm going to replace it. Okay. So, but what I need to do is get my heel slippers like out of the way. Like, let's go and get it out of the way. So what I'm going to do for this one and this one, I am going to keep it in place only because I want to remember where my placement of this is. I need to get a little bit more of this right here. Also, you have to make sure you select your shadows because if you don't, it'll leave the shadows there and it'll look crazy. Okay, so I think I got the majority of my shadow. I do not want this tassel taken out. So I'm going to go on my minus instead of my plus and go ahead and get that out of there. All right, so let's do a Control J on this background layer. That's going to make a copy for me. And then I'm going to do Control click on this thumbnail just so I can grab those same pixels on the background layer. I'm going to hit generative fill and generate. All right, so it tried to put some imagery there and I don't like it. So I'm going to go back and instead of trying to actually generate something there, when I do my instead of doing generative fill, I am going to tell it to do a content aware fill and see if it just deletes it out. And see, it's trying to, but it's putting those little let me see. This is what I can do. I can apply that and then I'm going to clean it up again. Okay, so deselect, go back here. See, all I did was just cover it up there. And then what I'm going to do is merge that down. Merge down, and then I'm going to take this area here. And then I'm going to do a content aware fill. So hopefully it understands that I wanted to remove that. And I think it did this time around. Good deal, good deal. I'm going to merge that down. All right. So I'm going to focus on this one little ballerina slipper. And then the rest of my pattern should work. All right. So what I do, pen tool time. Now, I don't expect y'all to follow along with me right now. For those of you who are in the challenge in the AI room, This is the time where I just show out and show you why it's important to know Photoshop as well as AI. I'm just cleaning that up a little bit, and I'm probably going to bring back a little bit of my shadow. We'll see if I'll either just create it or just leave it alone. We'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and create a selection out of that, do a 1 pixel off of that, and I'm just gonna hit delete here. You select there. And what's gonna happen is now I'm gonna tell it that I wanna do an object selection, and I'm going to do select subject, do the cloud, and see if it recognizes where my shoe is. Select subject. All right, so it recognizes my little shoe there. I'm gonna add my layer mask on. Now, the one thing it didn't do is it didn't put my little shadow on there, but I know Photoshop knows how to make shadows. I ain't tripping. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and apply that layer mask. I lied, I hit delete. I meant to hit apply. All right, so now I have my little slipper by itself. And remember, I told you I was gonna keep these on just so that it can show me where those slippers once were. So I'm gonna alt click and drag. And this one is the opposite, not not what I was about to say, the opposite shoe. So I'm going to tell it to flip this one horizontal, and now I have the opposite shoe here. Boom, boom, there it is. And then I'm going to alt enter to lock in that transformation. I'll click and drag this one, and then I'm just going to rotate it a little bit. I do not expect y'all to do all this for class on Wednesday. Do y'all hear me? Y'all are doing none of this for class Wednesday, but do you see how I just easily just made my own pattern, cleaned it up and all, even put things in almost the same placement? All right, and now I can take all 3 of these because I want the shadow to be in the same direction. I'm gonna group those bad boys and let's go ahead and throw us a drop shadow on chair. And I'll bring it over here so y'all can see. I have this big old screen over here that I don't get to use when I'm demonstrating because it's way too wide. All right, so I'm going to show you a little trick if you didn't know with the drop shadows. So you can actually move your shadows on the screen with the mouse, okay? So if I'm trying to replicate a shadow that's already there and I see, okay, that shadow's going down and to the left a little bit, I can even use this color picker to pick the color of the shadow. Y'all see that? Boom, now it looks the same. All right, the same. And then I could choose to make it a little bit softer or harder depending on what the existing shadow is. All right, but that's it. That's it. Now this is going to be a pattern. It's not a pattern yet. It is it is a seamless, it should be a seamless tile because of the way that I prompted it. But we're about to check that in just a moment. So I'm going to take this ballet pattern and I'm going to go edit, define pattern. And we're going to do this in class as long as you have your pattern already created. And I'm going to give you patterns too. So even if you come to class on Wednesday, you say, Shannon, I don't know what I was making in AI class. I'll pick it up eventually, but what you got for me? When you come to class on Wednesday, I'll already have some patterns and I'll already have some fire flaming artwork for you, okay? You'll get free sample AI images whenever you do the Wednesday classes now. So then at least that way you can flow with us and then you understand why you're making the artwork that you're making. Okay, so I'm taking that ballet pattern, creating that. And y'all, we're going to close up in just a minute on this Photoshop side, and we're going to go to the Zoom room for, we'll stay in the Zoom room for our challenge portion of tonight. So we will not be broadcasting that. So if you are not in the Shopify challenge, let me tell you, the revolution will not be televised. So please make sure that you all come to this Shopify challenge because you're going to get your graduation store up and running. You're going to get the tips and the tricks, but you also have the help that you need and the accountability that you need to go ahead and get your store, your graduation store ready for orders. Okay. All right. So that's that. I already created my pattern. Let me close that down. I was just something I was showing y'all that's in here. Now, in order to make a pattern, I could just change the one that I currently have here, but I want to show you how to make a pattern. If you've never made a pattern before, you're going to click down here on the adjustment layers. Instead of solid color, you're going to go to pattern. Okay. And because you already told it to define a pattern, it's going to be right there. Would you look at that? Look at that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and create a clipping mask or clip it down to that layer because I want it to go inside of this frame. And I'll drag it down here to where my other patterns are. So you all will have this pattern inside of the template. Whatever I make, I usually end up giving y'all anyway. All right, so she is a ballerina. So I'm going to take off the flaming basketball there. Like, this is so pretty, y'all. All right, and then Levi says fill with the color. Oh, yeah, I can definitely fill it with the color too. I'll show y'all that in just a little bit. If it's a school color, then what we're gonna do, y'all, is I have this built into the template where no matter what color it is, it can recolor it based on the school colors in a very fast way, literally seconds. Y'all see it just recolored that image in seconds. All right, so I'm gonna turn the fill color off though, just while I'm working so I can pull my elements together. Now I wanna bring in one of my flaming images. So here, I'm just going to select the very top layer of the background elements and do file, place embedded. And I'm going to go to these fire slippers. Okay. All right, so I'm bringing the size down a little bit because I know that this is going to be my little accent image up in this top corner over here, okay? So I'm going to create a layer mask. I'm going to grab my paintbrush and the brush size is 400, okay? And the layer mask is automatically white. So white reveals, black conceals. I'm going to go ahead and conceal these little hard edges over here. And I am going to let this take a life of its own. And guess what, y'all? Because they're blue, guess what I can do? I can change the hue. I'm freestyling over here, bars. Oh, I don't know what kind of energy I'm gonna have for y'all tonight, but yes, Destiny bars. Let's change this hue, y'all, because y'all know I get goofy when I get tired, but I ain't tired, y'all. I promise you, I'm not tired. I'm pushing through. I'm gonna make sure that for this Shopify challenge, nobody's gonna be more tired than me, but nobody's gonna be able to say they got more energy than me. You feel me? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do create a clipping mask here because I want this hue saturation only to affect these slippers. All right, so let me grab if we want to change them to lemon pepper steppers, all right, I can take this little figure right here, grab the color that's here. It's telling me those are cyans, and I can change the color. And what I want to do, I have cyan and blue in here. So I'm going to bring down cyans, but I'm also going to bring down my blues so I can show y'all that. So we can actually change the blue and the cyan separately here. If I want them to be lemon pepper steppers, then I want to pull that color towards yellow and bring that saturation down a little bit. And then I'm going to grab my cyans, bring the saturation up, and bring them more towards, ooh, them lemon pepper steppers. There they go. There they go. Okay. And this is just if I wanted to recolor the image, I'm showing y'all that we could recolor them. Now, if I just want to do a certain section, like I want this to be pink, I'm going to recolor this just, let me see, do I want to, I'm going to bring the lightness because pink is going to be a little lighter then. So I'm literally I'm just playing, like I've been doing Photoshop so long, sometimes y'all, I forget that I'm not explaining what I'm doing, but I'm just moving the hues. The saturation is how much of that color it is. Is it boom, in your face, full saturated color? You never want to crank it all the way up like that because it always looks grainy and crappy. If you bring it all the way down, it always is going to look great because there's no saturation of that color whatsoever. So if you want like a duller pastel, subdued, maybe like an olive green or like a lilac, you'll probably be a little over here on the left of the saturation. If I wanted a neon color, I'm going to be on the right of that saturation. Okay, so here I'm getting this nice soft pink. The lightness also, dark, is going to bring you more to like a hunter green, navy blue, And then if you go over to the light side, you're going to get your more pastels and your very light colors. Okay. So here I'm bringing a little more saturation. I'm going to change the hue up. I want to see if I want it more of a pinkish, purplish pink, or I want it more of a coral pink. I think I'm going with more of a coral pink. And then I'm also going to grab my blues because I will have to change the hue a little bit for those two, just a little bit. Bring a little more saturation into it, that lightness, because I wanted to have a little bit different color than the pink so that it does look like it's actually flaming a little bit. All right, so that's it. I done turned my ballerina slippers into some flaming pink slippers there. Now, I could have also told Midjourney that I wanted flaming pink ballerina slippers and I wanted pink flames. But I'm just letting you know, even if it doesn't give you what you want, you can make whatever you need out of it. Again, I could also bring it down here and I could recolor it based on my school colors. Y'all see that? So just showing y'all that this is already built into the template. It's going to make it real quick. Right. And then I'll take this, and before we had it off to the right hand side because we had our photo in the middle. And let's see, I'm going to go with this photo. The scale of this photo is right where I pretty much want it to be. And now I can't tell that those are slippers, so I'm just going to move them over so y'all can see. She's stepping on flames over there. And then now I can't see, my pattern looks a little too spaced out, too big. So I'm going to go back to my pattern. And the great thing about a pattern is once you set it up, you can change the scale of it. So I'm going to bring the scale down. Y'all are going to do this on class on Wednesday. So I can see much more intricacy in the pattern, or I can go a little bit bigger and see less. Now I feel like this is not seamless. Something is not seamless here. My little slipper at the bottom. Oh, it didn't give me a seamless pattern. Let me check something here, y'all. Let me turn my image off. So I told you 6.0, sometimes when it gives you a seamless pattern, it's not exactly seamless. Let me show y'all something. I didn't even really notice it until I made it smaller. Let me make it smaller. Calm down, sir. This ballerina slipper here does not continue at the top. Everything else looks like it kind of keeps going, but that one there at the bottom, let me hit cancel here. This one right here that's hanging off at the bottom does not continue to the top. So if I really wanted to make this seamless, then I'm going to remove this one. All right. Well, at least we learned something today. Now this time I'm just going to, I'm going to hit generative fill and see if it just removes that one or if it tries to make something else there. I think everything else is ribbon over here. So what you do, you say, hey, what's on the left, does it continue to the right? What's on the left, does it continue to the right? What's at the top, does it continue to the bottom? And I think everything did except for this one. And this is the other thing. This slipper cuts off right here. Now, I made my own little pattern. So what I'm going to do to make this super simple, boom, drag this off the edge, and I don't have to worry about that continuing. Okay, so that's that part. Otherwise, I would have to say, well, by however much this one is hanging off here, I would also have to make this one hang down here. And then that's how you make a seamless pattern. But we're not in this for that tonight. Okay, we're not doing that tonight. All right, so if I wanted to, no, I don't even want to do that. It's too big. I want to fill this up with something though. Maybe I'll grab one of these diplomas. No, ribbon. I'll grab this ribbon right here. All right, let me do that. Control J. And then we got to get into we got to get into what we got going on for tonight, y'all, for the challenge. So I know y'all love watching me Photoshop, but I hope you are going to be in this Zoom room with me for this challenge. Let's see here. If you have not already purchased your tickets, we had a couple tickets left. If you go to the site and it won't let you buy a ticket, that means we don't have any more tickets left. But if it lets you purchase a ticket, that means we have a couple of seats left. All right, so I'm just gonna fade out these edges here. There, I'm just coming around there. And then that way I have something in this space down here. Boom, boom. Nothing's hanging off, so I don't have to worry about it repeating. And now let me turn this into a pattern by going to Edit, Define Pattern. And I'm going to put a number 2 at the end of this one so it knows it's my revised version. And when I come over here, I'm going to change this to my new version 2 pattern. And then I'm going to change the scale to 70% like I did before. And now it looks seamless. So you see, even AI can mess up. All right, so we are good on that. So of course, I'll actually show you this template in full later. This was just showing you, why are you using AI? Like, why do you want to learn AI artwork? Why does it appeal to you? And it appeals to us because basically anything that's on our brain, we can literally make happen on this screen. But what good is it if we're going to create stuff that we cannot sell, use, promote? So if you're making these beautiful images and the most somebody can do is make them as a screensaver on their phone, then we're not in the right business of AI. Okay. So the whole point of this is that we're creating AI artwork that we're going to be able to use to specifically for this challenge itself for graduation. But you already know our AI will take us anywhere we want to go. We did Easter AI, we did baseball AI, and this is actually some backgrounds here. We did baseball, we did chibi characters, we did people busting out of the cards, we did graduation, we did coloring books. This is why I'm telling you where AI can go, because the whole reason why we do AI in action is because we want to actually show it in action. Like, what can you use it for? We did mock-ups. Um, we did models. We did event party designs, right? Take a theme, make your event designs. We did basketball. Y'all, we did gender reveal. What? We even did Christmas, Winter Wonderland, and Grinches and birthday royalty. Like, there is no end to what we can create. So every single week, I give you a real theme and something that's going to take you to where you can use it for your business. Because I don't like to play with AI. I love playing in the realm of AI, but I don't play with it. I only do AI if I know it's going to help me make some money. Okay, so I'm just not on here prompting to be prompting. I hope you all aren't either. Well, that is our time for tonight because it's 9 o'clock and we are about to get into our lesson for tonight. All of the coaches, if you would go ahead and turn your cameras on for me. Customer happiness, let's stop the recording for the Photoshop portion.
The recording has stopped.
Thank you. Thank you. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to have all the coaches turn on your cameras for me, please. What's up, Coach Dan?
This meeting is being recorded.
What's up? What's up? Nancy, Coach Nancy, what it do? What it do? Hey, hey. I want to introduce y'all to the coaches before we get into our work for tonight. And customer happiness, I need you to cut off the YouTube because we're getting into our challenge stuff. And like I said, the revolution will not be televised. Coach Ann just left.